www.
Let's go!
Boom 106.9, the sound setter of radio.
Young girl, no one that back calling me splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
The sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
Back to the future. Boom 106.9 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
Oh, you rush around, do the things you do, so clever. I've never seen no one like you. Oh, baby, oh, never. You make me feel at home when you're in my arms. I could never feel much better. Keep you safe and sound. I wanna spend my whole life with you forever. Come stay with me, girl. Don't play with my love. I love for you to treasure. I'll speak on the words. Your mind's and them yours, and that just can't be measured. You surely deserve all the things that preserve at your own leisure. I know I'm the one you can rely on. Let's stay together, 'cause I'm the perfect one for you, and you're the perfect one for me. I will never make you blue, girl, you're my everything. I'm the perfect one for you, you're the perfect one for me. I will never make you blue, girl, you're my everything. Everything is so fine. The woman of my vision, the woman in my mind, she is so fine. I never leave her lonely in this judgment time. She is so fine. I never make her crazy, I never make her cry. She is so fine. She's mine. She is the girl to call my own. She is the girl to be my own. She is the girl I won't leave alone. She is the girl, yeah. Yo, so me say again. Rain just falling on my window. Whoa.
Back to the future.
Everywhere I go, she will follow. Whoa. Tonight's a regular and my pillow. I hear about some. What the youth have done the war, them a push it further. Oh no, you don't know who they are, and of them you never heard of. But tonight, no fuss, no fight. Let's get together and all unite. Oh God, Jenny love we are deal with forever. So Jenny love ya me brother, yeah, forever and ever. Jenny love ya me sister, yeah, forever and ever.
Hey, park your guns, bad boys. No more killing spree. No shoot out parade, cause man feel live free. No big money spend, no shot in on no head, yo. We no want no youth fi dead. Hey, park your guns, bad boys. No more killing spree. No shootout parade, cause man feel it free. No big money spend, no shotting on no head, yo. Cause if you get to youth feel it. Hey, appear top a top thing, appear dapper than thing. Every man a swing to him own thing. Appear bling, bling, nah heal the king. That's why them confused and frustrated. Hey, the life you live is the road you choose, yeah. Live it good and don't you be confused, yeah. Oh, I know the ways of life. Oh, I know the ways of life. Makes no sense, create no enemies, oh yeah. Life is in its purity, oh yeah. And as I say, protect your life. Hey.
Guns out this morning, Babylon coming again. Guns out this morning. Question, when will it end? Guns out this morning. The whole place under curfew. Guns out this morning. Check this. It was about 12 o'clock when the thunder start clap in the back of Miss Mabel yard. The lightning start flash when me hear the gun crack under me bed from me belly me crawl. Me pray for siren but all I heard was a scream from me next door neighbor a ball. No kill me one son but me still hear the gun. Me couldn't wait till morning come. Oh, guns out this morning. Babylon coming again. Guns out this morning. Question, when will it end? Guns out this morning. The whole place under curfew. Guns out this morning. Yeah. No people come to Jamaica, no know how we live things. Say everything nice too, we full of vibes and thing. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get few understand the real thing. Yeah. Me day at town one day, up with a white man we come all the way from Norway. And him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much screw face? Same time I lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say my youth come we go out for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the schools where you them go forget them education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our police stations. Do you see anything to smile about?
Never lost my way. Never turn fool when I reach at the crossroad. Never lost my way. Never see the hype and get confused. Never lost my way. Never turn fool when I reach at the crossroad. Never lost my way.
I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me laughs, wanna give me bling, wanna give me all the material things. I hear them talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, don't you see? What they have done to Bedouin and Marcus, Jesus and all of the prophets. But I'm not afraid, no, no, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid, no. If them come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the most I won. I was born strong. I was made for this. See, I missed so many hard times when I thought I couldn't make it. See, I've had my trials when my pillows dried my eyes. Then the morning came and my wings took flight. I rise. See, I'm hurting but not broken, down but I
watch over our shoulders tonight and help us live our words tomorrow. Let's not forget where we're from, Father, show us the way to go. You said I must love and feed my enemies, and I'm gonna do it. You said I shouldn't hate or grudge, and I won't, not even for a minute. Let only truth come from my lips. Bless our souls, cause without you we can't make it. Lord, watch over our shoulders tonight and help us live our words tomorrow. Let's not forget where we're from, Father, show us the way to go. You're the wind beneath my wings, see me through all little things. You lifted me when I was down, now you have me standing on higher ground. Lord, watch over our shoulders tonight and help us live our words tomorrow. Let's not forget where we're from, Father, show us the way to go. How excellent is thy name, deliver us from sin and shame. Out of the mountain, babe, and suckle in you of ordained strength. Oh, Jah, I'm depending on you. Oh, no other help I know. Oh, Jah, I'm depending on you. Oh, no other help I know. You're the only way. God be deep. With you I wanna stay. Please don't go away.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
Good morning to you. I'm just adjusting to make sure everything is on point here. Kid is not on. Kid is not on camera. I was telling you he's on. Oh yes. Oy. You'll just be the voice for now, all right? Good morning to you, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and wherever we are being heard right here on the trending station, Boom 106.9. It's another edition of OMG in the Morning. It is a beautiful kind of overcast Wednesday. We're just grateful, for a cool down from the heat. I'm telling you, I didn't mind the rain this morning. I was a bit worried that I was going to get caught in it at some point, but, all turned out well. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. Give thanks. We are back here once more. Some people did not make it. So let's just give thanks for life and everything that we've got. Gratitude is a must. I'm here with you today, Jill. And of course, with me, we have a Millennium Kid. And we're going to be here right up until 10 o'clock on OMG this morning, having we're going to be talking about a few different things. I hope to stick on two main topics and whatever our viewing and listening audience would contribute as well. If you want to interact with us, of course, you have to go to our Boom Facebook page or our IKTV Facebook page. And of course, we're already live, actually. We're already live. We go live at 7 o'clock. And if you want to get in on the conversation, where you can call 455-1069. That's our WhatsApp number. Our on-air number is 456. Oh my God, I just mixing up everything. Just say it. 45. How did I forget that? 456-1069.
It's 451.
451-1069.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But we're only doing WhatsApp for now.
And we're only doing WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's 2 minutes past 7 o'clock. Do we need to?
Yeah.
We're going to just do a quick sound check, and we will be taking calls and starting it all off on OMG this morning.
OMG in the Morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069. Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
No. Brighter days. I see your tears. I feel your pain, my people. I know it's hard, but we shall overcome. We'll defend. We gotta win this one. I know it's hard, but we shall overcome. Oh, we got to fight this fight. We got to do what's right. Hey, faith, only smile, no frown. Hold the faith, you better get on your knees. Hold the faith, call on the Almighty. Hold the faith, 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 hold the faith. Now is the time for us to come together as one love, one heart, my people. Na 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 na. We gotta pull through one is one. After the rain, the sun will shine. A better tomorrow, no pain and sorrow. Oh, we got to fight this fight. We got to do what's right. Me need therapy. Even me, I pray for that help me. Oh, me feel like a terrorist. Me need to trust nobody right now. I should have ten of me. More overdose in a pain. Me pending can bleed. Me I put the pieces to the puzzle G. I know more upset up. Dog, that's how me feel. Cause me see them try shot at my hopes and dreams. Cause when me feel mad in me, I tell everybody finna beg no food I want for some of that. Me keep my close and watch me and them. Me have my fair share of dog friends and no few daddy. Papa give them. Me thank God, say my daddy was the one of them. Too much sad story, I'm not pretend. Me hear the psychologist, I tell me say me for vent. Hey, oh, it's been a lot of me to start again. Working on myself. When this pain I go end. When this pain I end. Hurting but I am blessed. Searching for happiness. When this pain I end. When this pain when the pain end, who feels it now? So anything we go on, we can't blame them. Family I depend, more pour my heart for my kids, man I feel them. We fight fire with fire, bring the flame then. We stay a prayer, cause the most I fear this. And they are easy with the therapist. I talk how I feel, I'm a mean it. Hey, me say my up now my head, me need therapy. Even me I pray for that help me. I know me feel like a terrorist. Me don't even trust nobody right now, I should have ten of me. Me overdose in a pain, me penning can bleed. Me put the pieces to the puzzle G. More upset your dog, that's how me feel. Me see them try shot at my hopes and dreams. Yo, me they are my mad in me, I tell everybody finna beg no food I want for see me die. Me keep my close and watch me enemy them. Me have my fair share of top friends.
Easy, believe me. Them want you keep it truth as a secret. The people need it, reveal it. We're the future, can't defeat we. If we get to your life and meaning, emotion I run wild and really. Right now my journey, now my feelings. Come on, know brighter days appear when it's time clear. And now you will be the light where you guide me in the dark days. Forgive my past, so Lord, it make my heart pain. Protect my soul, cause them want put it on sale. They talk to me, them just kill my friend, now what them want to me. Out of bed, no see nobody fi argue with. But man a band fight and me, them can't bully. Papa was in the prayers and stand for me. Triumphant, them think me can't do it. Call me on this, but put my heart to it. Only for pressure, depression, me stay strong. Now give in to frustration. At the cream of the cup of frustration. Try again, now me never cause failure. And the more than just the fear, we get braver. When I get a hero, we don't decide to be jailer.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Good morning to you once again, OMG in the morning, and of course, it's very. You can't see my co-host today, but that will happen soon. All right, so I'm here with my co-host, and well, he said he was here for moral support. So I don't know what I mean, but I know what it means, but I don't understand why. But good morning to everybody. Good morning to
Yeah.
I was just trying to get in a little, you know?
Yeah.
a little overview before we start, but let me just take the call one time.
Oh, somebody called already?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. No, that's the wrong one. It's the StreamYard. Yeah. Punch it in.
Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Mr. Hamilton.
Turn it.
Mr. Jill. Good morning, my brother. I miss you all very much. I just want to say there is a serious problem, and I've because I speak to hundreds of people. If I could speak to maybe thousands, but what happens if I call 60 calls a day? Sometimes I could only get 30 because people are maybe not home or they don't answer their landline these days. And I want Boom to get back their landline, because if we have to raise money to get you back online, because what I want up to the election, I want people to be flooded with truth. There is a very dangerous situation, Jill, in the Atlantic Ocean, and I want to give people some level of hope. And let me pray that God can continue to put out that Sahara dust, because one tropical storm, not necessarily a hurricane like what we had in the Southern Grenadines last year, could mean the end of totally end of our economy. And because we have to be very thankful, last year we didn't have any sudden hit, any hit that, I mean, the hit was sudden, sorry for the Southern Grenadines and Grenada, but any hit like what we had last year, it would mean total annihilation of any little what is left for agriculture, and we would all be at the whims and fancies of a dictatorship. We want people to understand we want a government that can embrace Hamilton, that can embrace Jill, that can embrace people from all walks who are critical and not critical of the government. There is also a dangerous situation where we have to look at what is happening in Venezuela, and we have to thank Donald Trump for rescuing the people of Venezuela. It would mean a significant amount of pressure for St. Vincent, because we depended on Venezuela for financing, and I couldn't understand why that. But if Donald Trump is saying that Maduro must go, and Maduro must set the people of Venezuela free, and democracy in Venezuela must mean that the people's money in Venezuela must not be used any whims and fancies of Maduro. It would have implications for St. Vincent, because this is why Hamilton is on radio, that Mr. Gonzalez must utilize our resources to give people, whether they are ULP or NDP, and it's not happening here. And I'm saying there are going to be complications, because Mr. Gonzalez want to warn you that the eyes of the Americans are on the banks. Any transaction that show any sign of money laundering or any assets move from Venezuela to get into America, and I want you to come clean with the people today to say I distance myself from Maduro in his crooked drug money laundering. They say no, Hamilton will not worthless statement. I've sent the information to the police. I've sent it to the FIU to let them know that we are in a grave situation. All those countries, Guatemala, Mexico, who deal with Maduro, distance yourself from him. Let the people of Venezuela be set free. One last thing.
Okay.
I am not a game. If I call you and I say, Jill and Fuji, there is a serious problem with vaccines, I will never come on radio and do it. And I hope you can bring on Dr. Murray to let him know hundreds of intentions have gotten sick. Hundreds have died already, based on the analysis coming from the Americans. And it is time now, Jill, that those people who take a vaccine, that they apologize to, because we said from day one they're not safe and effective. They say no Hamilton coming here with no comments. This is, I could go in front of a judge, no trouble.
All right.
And show the wall. And I want you all to understand the purpose of Boom. What made Boom so significant? They're not like Doggy Radio Station. They're not like WeFM. They're not like Hot 97.
Yes, we are not like the others.
They're low covers. And you know what is happening now? Most people can't get it on your radio program because most people don't have. It is time, Boom, that you allow democracy. You allow Hamilton to speak. I
thought we are allowing you to speak. You're contradicting yourself, and when you contradict yourself, everything that you would have said before just goes out. Though you discredit everything you say. When you do that, you were going fine until then. But I think sometimes you get carried away.
Hold on, Mr. Hamilton. Hold on, Mr. Hamilton.
I'm not doing anything. I think you're doing a fine job of that yourself, right? I'm just simply saying thank you. I'm just simply saying that when you come on here and you start off the way you started off very strong, and I think sometimes you get carried away and then you say things like that. You know, that's how you discredit yourself on what you say. But of course, you know, but
truth can't be discredited. Discredited come when you have.
It could be discredited because because of who it's coming from. I happen to think so, but that's another conversation for another time.
Yeah,
and we do appreciate you. So we want to thank you and feel free to call later on. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
Yes. So y'all. Is this like it's gonna be one of those mornings? But we have more coming up. Of course, we can't hold up the line with Mr. Hamilton. So
we also have the digital coming up at 7:30.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have to make way for that. All right, and of course, you know, at 7:45 we have council coming in. Before all of that, I think most people would have known there was an incident yesterday in Gibson Corner. And it always, and I draw reference to what happened yesterday for two reasons. One being just to highlight it, you know, highlight the issues of road safety, highlight the issues of our transportation situation that we have going on here. Now, a minibus literally went off the road into, I think it's a business place. It was a house and a business place. I think the house is downstairs and the business place is upstairs. In the Gibson Corner, right by the deep bend that they have there. Right? That's been a touchy spot, but people have been able to navigate that. I mean, coming down and going out. Right? Now, it was so bad, the driver actually, they had to take apart a good bit of the front of the bus.
Cut it too. Literally
to get him out and some of the passengers. And from what I understand, coming out of many news outlets, that several people, a good bit of the passengers sustained broken bones. We'll just leave it at severe injuries. You know, and it's unfortunate that we're having so much of that. And we can't talk enough about road safety. I'm not going to hold the SVG PDF fully responsible because it's all our fault, right? I'm not just saying it's the van drivers, it's our fault as well, the passengers' fault as well, because we tolerate some stuff that I don't think we should. I don't think enough people speak up. And you know, I always wonder when these things happen, when people get damaged like that, you know, in all these does insurance even cover all of that? Do you understand? Somebody vanning them supposed to, but somebody vanning them look like they could barely cover their insurance.
Yeah.
You understand?
There can't be any road. Well, there ain't supposed to be any road with them.
I'm glad you said supposed to, Shady. I'm glad you said supposed to.
That's the better way.
You understand? And they drive around with blatant disregard for the lives, not of just their passengers, but people, other motorists on the road. And I have time, Shady, to talk? Yes.
Well, we're supposed to have, your name is 20 past, Marshall, but we have digital at 7:30, so we might have to
if somebody push back somebody.
Push back Marshall to like after 8.
Okay. So I can take this call and just manage my time. Okay. We have a call. Good morning, you're live on Omg. Max, good morning to you.
Morning, guys.
Hey, morning,
guys.
Max.
First
Morning,
of all,
man.
I want to say hats off to the people who rescue, especially the van driver.
Yeah.
You beat me to it, Max. You beat me to it.
They're heroes. But with that said, we need to implement proper equipment. I say we need to use the jaws of life. Somebody said they have the jaws of life. We don't know why they didn't use it, because all those sparks that was created by that cutoff wheel, if a fuel rail or something was leaking and those sparks ignite that fuel, that would have been even more catastrophic for the people right there, not even the driver. Would have been a fire. So we have to have these things readily available that don't create sparks. And I get it. You're in a frantic situation. You need to get the man out. The first thing come to hand, we deal with it. I don't know if it's police using it, if it's somebody on a construction site using it. But when I saw that, I cringed. I was like, oh, hopefully nothing happened. Secondly, I hear people in the comment section saying, they say brakes dropping and brakes dropping. I have mentioned before, vehicles with age pan them supposed to be inspected every year and pass a 10-point, a 5-point, a 20-point inspection to make sure the brake lines are not corroded. That happened to me before in a jail. Me buy a jail up you one time, and the brake line corrode pan me, and when the brakes dropping, if your hand brakes na problem,
Okay.
So we need to implement some kind of inspection and say, okay, the van here, 1st of January, the van here have to come in for get it inspection. On a Sunday.
Yeah.
So the man don't lose no, you know what I mean, on a Sunday, and they pay the police them overtime, time and a half for working on a Sunday.
So how about every 2 or 3 months inspection instead of a year?
No, every 6 months.
6 months at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well, but by annually that could be good too.
Yeah, because we have some terrible roads here in St. Vincent.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
we have some terrible roads. We have some terrible vehicles. Some of them vehicles, me feel like you have to get tetanus injection when you go in at them.
Yeah.
But also, but beyond that, drivers of age need to realize you have a responsibility to carry people safe. Accidents do happen, and some accidents are not preventable. But you have to have some kind of integrity about yourself, and then if people talk, them are vexed.
Oh, they throw you out the van.
But the people alone can't do it. We have to implement laws, because the laws are on the books, and then people go come and labor people go come and give you a whole encyclopedia Britannica of the laws. If what good are the laws if they're not implemented? And then a lot of people go take this conversation as running down the government. This is bigger than Labour. This is bigger than NDP.
But Max, I've been talking about this for a while in terms of the responsibility of van drivers, whether it's like drivers in general, but especially minibus operators here in St. Vincent, because I don't think they take their responsibility seriously. And I think in terms of enforcing some of the laws that we do have on the books, it's been very lax. And I think people should realize as well, they have rights as pedestrians. You understand? Yes. And nothing has been changing so far in terms of how. I don't know if we need to increase the age of some of these drivers. That maybe you're supposed to drive a minibus or any kind of big or heavy operational vehicle. If I said that right, yes. You need to be of a certain age and have a certain amount of years experience.
Yes, that's what I was about to say, because some of them could be 30 and now start to drive in 29.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, but we have to, but it's an unfortunate reality. Reckless driving is now a part of the Vincentian culture. You get a boy from Martin, he can think of a whole social media page based off Vinci van culture, and we glorify that, because now if a van drives slow, the young kids are them now want going at that. So how do we have a promotion? The government, API, wherever, all of these entities that send people all about go study. How can we implement some kind of marketing strategy to curve the culture that we attracted to fast and reckless? It's not just passengers and drivers. We could have programs, we could have commercials, so that the little children from primary school could understand, if a vehicle is speeding, you have the right to say something. Come up with some kind of song. Well, hey, the people them gonna do what the customers allow.
Yeah, there's too much people pleasing here, Max. I think we focus on the wrong things. We're trying to please everybody when we're supposed to be doing what we're supposed to do, and what's best for the country, what's safe for the country. Max, let me invite you to call back if you wish, because we have Digicel coming through in shortly. All right. All right, so right now we're going to take a commercial break just to make sure we are on time with our Digicel team. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's hear what Digicel have for us.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Let's go!
Boom 1069.
We used to roll together, smoke together, run joke together. Them I call you my brother, boy. I never know I wouldn't see you again.
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill. And we telling now. Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Pyroon next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Pyroon next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
It all started
with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
As promised, we're back with our Digicel team and we're getting straight into it. With us, we have, let me make sure I say this right, Tariq. Yeah.
You see, Jill, you're so accustomed to me being in stage mode.
Exactly.
You know? We're changing capacities today.
That's all that's in my head. I'm telling you.
There's no fusion today, right?
There's no diffusion today.
No. And we're going to be talking about a few, the team is going to be talking about a few different things. The main things this morning, we're going to be talking about their back to school promotion and the Fiber X.
Yes.
All right. Not Fiber Z, not Fiber Y, but Fiber X. All right. Who are we starting with?
All right, Joe. But before we start, shout out to the entire Boom team. Shout out to the listeners. My condolences to the entire team as well, from all of us here. And in house we have Joanne, who is on the digital business side of everything.
Yes, getting me up too early this morning, but yes, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Listen, I'm making it my responsibility to bring as much persons from the company on air. Let's get the voices out.
Yes.
So Joanne is gonna be speaking about Fiber X with us today. Joanne, you could kick them off.
All right. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good morning to all our Digicel customers out there, both postpaid and prepaid customers, and the new ones. Yes, we're waiting on you. Today we are excited to launch or roll out our new upgraded fiber speed, which is called Fiber X.
Okay.
I mean, just by the name.
Mm-hmm. We expect it to be fast.
You know
right?
what I mean?
It tells a lot. So that's bringing you faster, smoother, and more reliable connectivity than ever before.
We're expecting this fiber speed to just jump through black holes,
It's already good, but we just, we listen, and there are persons, depending on what you do, that they require more. So this is what we've done. And we just not just top it up. It's like right up there.
Okay.
Legit.
Right.
So Jill, when we leave here, just make sure Mario and Bing know the same.
Oh, they're listening.
Don't worry, I'll call them myself. Shout out to Mario and Bing.
So also within that, what we're doing is that we're going to be migrating our existing customers over to this. So you're not missing out, right? And also we're going to be welcoming new clients onto this. So that enhances the whole experience. So all of this is part of committing to deliver a top tier service to you, SVG.
All right. I think so far, especially with the WhatsApp number that you've provided, if you encounter any issues with your internet, to call. I really appreciated that because sometimes you literally have to wait until the start of the week or the next day to get whatever little issues you have out there, sorted out.
Yeah, we have different lines because it's you can either reach out. We have our St. Lucia call center. We have our direct line for the corporate side. We have our main line outside, and as of course you said, we have our WhatsApp lines.
All right, but for those who do not have it, right? Who do not have Digicel home internet or your business, I think there's a name for your business package. What is that? Am I missing?
So that's what I'm saying. The business package now, it used to be FTTB, but yes, we're now moving into the FTTX. So this is the extra side of it.
Yeah.
All right. the letter, the numbers and the letters strip me up. FTTX.
Yeah, but let's put it in a simple way. There are two versions of our internet. There's for the regular homes, the residential areas, and they're for the corporate customers. So Fiber X is for our corporate customers. You know, who might need that extra push to ensure that all of their systems.
The homes are good. They came with a bang. They came with a bang. So now the businesses are like, you can't be doing the homes that and then we're left out.
But to be fair, they carry a bigger load, so they would need more, and definitely they need the speed to operate business.
You see, but Jill, maybe somebody in the pipeline might be listening to you, in the skyscraper and say, they need something extra for the homes. You never know, just putting it out there. You never know.
I happen to feel that way, especially let's say you have like about 6-7 rooms you have to cater for. You understand? These days everybody wants to make sure they're connected within the bedroom. Nobody wants to leave where their space, and they don't want any issues where signal dropping out here, there, or anywhere.
So you have those choices. You have bundles that we can offer. What we do, depending on what the customer wants, we tailor to you. Okay. So we could do a site visit. It doesn't matter. So once you come to us, you tell us what you want, and then we make sure that we deliver that to you.
Okay, but we're still not getting no Fiber X internet in our residential.
Soon.
We'll take soon. And and let me jump onto that as well, guys. We're in back to school. You've been waiting, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So let me tell you, early o'clock for our youth. All the kids that are going, parents want to ensure now that their kids have data, you can do a little WhatsApp call, you can message, Mommy, I need something, or X, Y, and Z, bring me a pencil to school.
No, we need nothing. We just want them to be able to communicate with us in terms of, Mommy, I'm coming home, Mommy, I'm here, Mommy, I'm outside.
So anything that is needed, we've tailored a specific package for these students.
Okay, let's
you understand?
hear.
So if you don't already have a SIM card, of course, if you're just about to buy it, especially going into primary school, we have the youth plan that's 40 gigs of data, and of course unlimited digi-to-digi calls, plus a SIM card. Your own specialized number and what's not for $65.
Okay.
That's just for the youths.
All right.
And if you're of course the parent, or you want to have them on a bigger plan, just to ensure not only for school but for anywhere that they go, they have enough data to suffice all of that. You can jump to the postpaid side for $130.
That'd be more for the college kids.
That'd be for the college.
They use a lot more.
Yeah, you have all of your assignments and what's not you need to do. Switch your postpaid, $130 for that, right?
All right. So is there an option just to save money, getting our children who are in school on our parents' plan? Can we do that?
Yeah. So once if you have an account already, it can be added onto it.
Okay. And how many?
As much as you want.
Oh, okay.
Yes. As how many kids you have? Yes, we have them. 5, 6, 2. Yeah.
And of course, the sales team would speak to you about the prices as it what's not, and they can sort you out as it relates to that.
Okay, but the more you add,
the less it will be.
Really? I was
You have
listening to the
savings.
more.
You have savings.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna save.
Okay.
We can't do that. And of course, for the person that already have our home fiber internet and you want a bundle with postpaid, you can do that as well for $190. And all of this is for back to school. You know, yes, you already have the Wi-Fi. Yes, your kids at home are already using the Wi-Fi. But instead of paying an entirely different bill, you know, instead of paying the $130,
That is what I'm waiting for. That is what I'm waiting
you
for.
simply add a little $60 extra and you get bundled on to your Wi-Fi and get your postpaid.
So you have your internet at home, you have your internet on the go.
All right. So what else is going on for back to school?
Well, Jill, this entire week we have pop-ups like crazy. Prior week we were doing a lot of pop-ups in Prospect and Brighton. As you know, we've just expanded our home fiber to those areas, right?
Yeah.
And more locations to come, guys.
Yeah,
You know, so keep
we'll
tuning
let
into Boom.
what the others are.
We'll let you guys know pretty
Yeah,
soon.
Jill is excited. She's excited.
Yeah, so we're going to be having a pop-up in Brighton today. That would be at the ATV portion where Old Huffles is. Yeah. So you just swing by there from 2 p.m. today, speak to our sales team. You can sign up for home fiber internet, and you never know what specials they might have. You might have no deposit, you might have free installation, but just swing by.
Okay.
From 2 to 6, our team is going to be outside.
Any merch?
Of course.
Okay.
When you sign up, you have to get a little digi goodie.
Okay.
That's how it is.
All part of it. All part of it.
But that's gonna be happening today.
Uh-huh.
And tomorrow we're gonna be setting the sail. We're heading to Beckway.
Okay. So those in the Grenadines don't miss out.
Can't miss
That's
out.
good to know.
We
All
need
right.
to make sure to take care of our Grenadines people, right?
It's good. Good thing I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's a big
That's
advocate for that.
home. That's home sweet home.
Okay. So for the folks in Beckway, your back to school goodies are coming as well.
Yes, and that's gonna be, as I said, tomorrow and Friday.
Tomorrow, what time though? Tomorrow,
well, they're gonna be down on the first boat at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you'll
and where
see
you
the
gonna be?
tea up on a boat.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna be stationed at one location.
No, we're gonna be up on a boat, and we also have this the store down there as well that you can visit right at the harbor. We're gonna have people there too.
All right.
Right? And on Friday, you know how it is on Friday, the bars are gonna be lit, people all over the place. So Friday we're gonna head to the Leeward bus terminal and we're lining at Fisher's. But you know, as soon as you turn into the terminal, the shop.
I think that's why you have your kiosk, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
One there.
So apart from launching our new kiosk location, there, as everybody know, because I know y'all tune in deeply into Boom.
Exactly.
And
We've
they
been
read
talking
all
about
the
that.
time. Yeah. We're gonna be doing a pop-up there at Fisher's, guys. Swing by, line with the Digi team. Let's take some pictures. Let's have a good time. Sign up, activate, and walk away with some Digicel merch.
Again, you never know.
You never know what
never
you're
know.
gonna get. So it's so much going on with Digicel. Of course, back to school, Fiber X. Jill normally would read out the number that you need to contact. And you're gonna get a bit more from me today as soon as I get back to the office.
Okay.
You're gonna get some numbers for your specific areas.
All right. You know, I'm looking forward to that the Fiber X, because I want to make sure I can put everything in one package and not have to be all over the place. All right. And I kind of tired of the drag. For real, the drag at home.
I feel you.
Don't worry.
I feel pain.
We're coming. But
so I'm gonna put in a petition for you, okay?
I appreciate that.
But for the persons that can't get to you know, go hop to this side. In certain areas, guys, just remember Prospect and Brighton, we're here now, and all of our regular locations already. You know, we're partially island wide, but we have a bit more to do, and I'm not gonna tell you where we're gonna hit next, but as soon as it launches, definitely you'll know.
All right.
But still, that doesn't mean that you can't still contact us, because you never know, depending on the area. As I say, what we look at, we could still find a solution in the interim for you, and then when that comes on stream, we just migrate you over.
All right.
Yep.
I'm actually trying to see if that's a cue for me. I'm looking at you.
Maybe we might have to speak offline, you know.
As soon as we're finished, yes.
But yeah, Jill, as you know already, you know, with Digicel, it's about giving, it's about a family, and at the end of the day, our tagline, we're better together.
Definitely. All right, guys. So if there is, we're kind of out of time because we have to greet the council shortly. But we do appreciate you guys coming through. Is there any other tidbits that you want to add in before we head out?
Oh, that's
And of course, but you have the numbers, so you can also
Yes.
reach us on the Digital Business SVG at digitalgroup.com or the main line 4308000. Or as I said, there's a hotline in St. Lucia or so.
And don't forget the offers that we're going to push out as well. You need to follow our social media. If you're not doing that, you need to do it now. It's simple. Digital SVG on both Facebook and Instagram. And for Digital Business, you can check us on LinkedIn at Digital Business SVG.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming through. We appreciate you, Joanne. And we look forward to seeing you again in a different capacity.
All right, guys.
Remember, Digicel, better together. I think, Shady, are we going to go straight over? We're going to go to Okay, so we're going to go take a commercial break, and we will be right back. But before we head out, let's just shout out our eScoot team. I think, let me see, what's the time? All right, but they're always up and about with scooters. And just so you guys know, you're going to be in, Digicel is going to be in Beckway. So, and that's when? On
that's tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right. So if you guys need to move about freely, you need to send out the other half of the team, out and about to different locations. You can check out eScoot Rentals. That's the perfect way to get about. And it's fast and effective as well. All right, y'all. So the number that we were talking about, if you have any issues, guys, and you're trying to just get it dealt with really quick, you can give the Digicel team a call at, and it's WhatsApp, all right? 531-9511, 531-9511, and that would get you quick assistance. Or you can send a message to their WhatsApp only a line. Make sure I got that right. Yes, at 430-3884. The Digi team is there to keep you connected fast and easy and hassle-free as well. We will be right back inside OMG in the Morning.
Have you ever heard about Logs Cash and Carry? Well, let me tell you, Logs Cash and Carry provides Boom 106.9, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Let me jump right out the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, and we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Pyroon next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Pyroon next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
All started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that. Oh, we sit down. Oh, when you give me the grease. Oh, we sit down. Oh, when you give me the grease. Oh, we sit down. I feel like a Kalalu leaf in the rain. I feel like a Dashi leaf in the rain. I feel like a Kalalu leaf in the rain. I feel like a Dashi leaf in the rain. Oh, when you give me the grease. Oh, we sit down. Oh, when you give me the grease. Oh, we sit down. Oh, when you give me the grease. Oh, we sit down.
Oh, OMG, oh my, oh my, oh my gosh, oh my god. OMG in the morning, guys, just letting you know real quick that we're just awaiting counsel. He will be here shortly. But of course, in the meantime, Shady's got you, don't worry.
In the rain, I feel like a dashi leaf. In the rain, I feel like a kalalu leaf. In the rain, I feel like a dashi leaf. In the rain,
I talk too soon. He is here and he is ready.
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All your talk now on OMG.
All right, after jumping the gun, go to counsel. I hope you're
Morning, Jill.
So far.
Good to see you as normal. Jill, I want to, morning Shady, most of all, good morning to your listeners. I want to apologize to everyone this morning for coming in late. I actually traveled last night, and then I had some very heavy stuff on my mind that kind of threw me off. There was some family issues that I had to attend to. I didn't have to attend to it. I had to absorb it all. And it kind of weighed heavily on me. So I apologize for being late. Just two things. Notations that I had made over the last week that I wanted to touch on. One has to do, I'm sure this has gotten some currency before, but I want to talk about it nonetheless. And it has to do, I saw a banner at the launch, the constituency launch of Prime Minister Gonzalez. I think it might have been last weekend or the weekend before. And the banner described Prime Minister Gonzalez in various ways. One part he was described as the 5-star general. Another he was described as the world boss. And the one that was most troubling to me is that he was described as the king of the Caribbean. Now, I repeat, the king of the Caribbean. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if Shady saw it.
I heard about it. I heard about it.
I don't know if it evoked the same kind of feeling and revulsion in any of you, but it certainly, to me, was a repulsive banner. For one thing, we have to understand who the king is. The King of England was the person, I think it was King George, who had given that grant to private companies to go on different forays across the world, including the grant to go to the African continent to take enslaved Africans and bring them across the Atlantic and to enslave them in the Caribbean. I don't know of any benevolent king. I don't know of any king who has done good service to the people certainly of the region. Any king who has been good to Caribbean people. So when the Prime Minister declared himself as King of the Caribbean, and by implication, this Caribbean king lives in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I don't know if he proclaimed himself king because he has been ruling for a long time or in power for 24, 25 years. But whatever it is, it takes some kind of man with some kind of retrograde thinking to okay a banner that proclaims him as King of the Caribbean. I don't know what other people think of that, but those are my views. This is a king. Man proclaims himself king, who also says that he wants to get reparations for the transatlantic slave trade, the enslavement of African people, for colonialism. Same man. So, and you know how we do these things that deliberate? Remember when they spent upwards of $750,000 to have the 4 goat matches out at Arnesville, which was an absolute waste of the people's money? When the errors were made on the banner, they quickly took it down and corrected it, as they ought to have done. So the only way this banner could have stood there proudly declaring the Prime Minister of St. Vincent as King of the Caribbean is because the Prime Minister saw it and agreed to it. So I don't know how you square that circle where you declare yourself king with all of the implications of that, and then come back and claim to be for reparations. I don't know how you declare yourself king and claim to be anti-colonialist. Because for what we know of kings, they are very colonial in attitude. And this may well explain why, remember some time ago, years ago, it might have been in the run-up to the 2005 or 2010 election, there was a similar banner, if my memory serves, in which the Prime Minister was likened to Jesus Christ. And if you all were paying attention, you would remember that recently, the Prime Minister at one of the launches, I can't remember which one, it might have been the East Kingston launch of Luke Brown, or the launch of Darren John in South Windward, where he likened the next election to the second coming of Jesus Christ. I'm not sure if you all pay attention to these things. What are the images that the Prime Minister is trying to conjure up? And when he says the things which he says, are he playing on the religious sensibilities and cultural deficiencies and deformities of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? So I don't know why these issues don't make news. It may well be that we just have so accustomed to Prime Minister Gonzalez and his nonsense that we take it at face value and don't bother with it. Because how does a proclaimed progressive describe himself as a king? King of St. Vincent, and by extension, King of the Caribbean. Soon he might say he's the king of the world. Well, he's already the world boss. How does a progressive say, who's an anti-imperialist, all of which he claims, anti-colonialist, anti-imperialist, most progressive. One of our commentators sometime back in 2020, 2001 said he was the blackest prime minister in the Caribbean. I don't know how we get that from somebody who is of European extraction. who has done nothing to demonstrate for the upliftment of African people. But how does he square all of those? Because to declare yourself king is a reactionary, backward position. But sadly, we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines someone who's the leader of the party, who's the leader of the country, going for a 6th term, who declares himself king.
Council, at this point, do you think anybody is taking that seriously?
Excuse me, Jill?
At this point, do you think anybody is taking that seriously?
Oh, sure. You can do your station ID. No problem.
No. That's not what I said. I asked you if you thought at this point if anybody is taking that seriously.
Oh, well, Jill, I don't know who takes it seriously, but if I am the only person who take it seriously,
it's still not right.
I want it to be taken seriously because, and I'm sure I'm not the only person, but because there are subliminal messages, and I'm sure you have an appreciation for the subliminal message. The great Canadian communicator Marshall McLuhan says the medium is the message. So when you send out these messages, you don't, I'm sure you don't think that the Prime Minister quote the Bible as extensively as he does because he thinks nothing of it.
Point.
He is trying to connect with that section of the population which he believes may be drawn to that. When the Prime Minister went ahead and banned alcohol drinking outside cemeteries or in funeral processions, you don't think that he understands very well that what is happening, but he wants to connect with that section whom he would take as the older section of the population, who may gravitate to that kind of policy, even though he knows that there are laws on the books already. Have you heard of anybody being arrested? Anybody being detained, spoken to, told to throw away a beer or drink a strong rum? No. None of that. That is not for that. No. That is for the consumption of that section of the people who may be swayed by that. So that is a lot of politics in it. There's a lot of backward politics in it. And that is why it's important for me to call it out. And at least to bring it to the attention of the Vincentian people. Because I think for far too long, we have that situation where these kind of ideas are thrown at us and we simply accept it and take it. Because again, one of the things with media, and I've been in this now for decades, is that if you throw something at a people again and again and again, you kind of normalize it. In much the same way that homicides have become normalized in St. Vincent. Young men are killing themselves, tit for tat, shot in the head, body shot up. So we don't have the same kind of revulsion. We don't recoil in the same way because last week we had 3, this week we have 2, next week we have 5. So it becomes normalized, and I don't want those kind of tossing ideas to become normalized among our people. And the only people who would think that this commentary, I can bet you now, and I'm sure when I go on social media, I'm going to see somebody picking it up. The only people who would think that this commentary is improper is some hardcore ULP supporter, but they know what I'm saying is true. And what they're going to say is that Jomo grudge, Jomo hate, Jomo has bile, Jomo has something in his craw, but none of them would pick up conceptually or take frontally the point that I'm raising and conclude that no. I think he's off here. That has no relevance. But that's my take for this morning.
Council, interestingly enough, I see. I didn't really get where you were coming from in terms of using that label in terms of
So you
what
think this is quite okay for for the prime minister to declare himself the king of the
no.
Caribbean?
That's not what I'm saying. What I was saying is, right, I didn't get the full point. Initially when you started, right, I didn't understand why it was um such a big issue because I'm thinking to myself, oh, nobody's not really studying that. What I was getting at, I was going to thank you for the clarity in terms of when you started talking about the subliminal messages and how that works and how we should look at it. It's basically just a strategy to get you familiar with that term. I think that's how his what do they call him? The four-star general. I think that's how that came into play because he kind of put that in there as well. You know,
Yeah. All of these things, are well planned out. You can be sure the ULP has used has paid for big bucks people who are strategists, people who think about elections, people who work across the world doing elections. And the prime minister has used those things, even without, because he's a man of long experience and skill and ability. Anybody who wants to confront Prime Minister Gonzalez and not think of him as a skilled politician doesn't deserve to be in the political arena. So all of these things are well thought out. They are done and said for a particular purpose. And I can't stand it.
Council. I don't know if you've heard. I'm seeing people posting that our national sorry, is now 100% of our GDP, right?
Well,
I thought you would have comment on that. Have you heard it?
I didn't hear it, Jill, because I've been out of the country for the last what is it? Today's the 20th? Last just over 2 weeks. And I paid attention, but I didn't pay but I wouldn't be surprised if it even more than that. We have been on a rampage, borrowing, an inordinate amount of money over the last 5 years. And it is true that we have had some difficulties over the last 5 years. We had COVID in 2021. We had the eruption in 2022. We had the destruction caused by Hurricane Beryl in 2024. But it would be interesting to find out, because most of there was destruction in. Remember, look at the swath of land where Hurricane Beryl touched in the Southern Caribbean. It touched the south of St. Vincent and the north of Grenada. So Union Island, Carriacou, Mairo, and surprisingly, and agricultural sector was said to be damaged badly in St. Vincent. It also touched the north of Grenada. It would be interesting to see how much money has the Grenadians borrowed in that same period, or even take the period, the amount of borrowing that has happened since Beryl, and go to Carriacou to see the level of restoration that has taken place in Carriacou. Because I happen to know about Carriacou because one of my daughter's mother is married and lived in Carriacou.
Okay.
And just recently she had called me telling me that, they needed workers in Carriacou, and they were willing to pay laborers as much as $100 a day to do work over there. But it would be interesting. It would make for an interesting comparison to see which government, how the governments are doing the work, and the restoration. How rapid is the restoration? Do a comparative. But I wouldn't be surprised that our GDP is higher than has been said, because you may recall that the auditor in her report, I think it's 2022, talks about some money that had been borrowed, that had been borrowed, was not added, was not put towards the national debt. And I think the number is as much as close to $40 million. But if you know that that's an audit for 2022, right? How are we to know if money is borrowed for 2023 and 2024? Because because of the lack of resources in the auditor's department, which to me should be one of the bigger departments in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The auditor may not be able to do all of the things that they need to do to be updated. So the auditor's reports are always years behind. But that was one of the findings of the 22 report, that we had underreported the debt by $37 million. So the question has to be, and did the auditor find all that should have been found? And two, what would be disclosed if the auditor had gotten to 2023 and 2024? Because all of that reporting that the auditor did was before burial.
Okay.
So we are just in a bad way. Our country is in a bad way. And for all of the spending, Jill, and for all of the borrowing, as I said in my column last week, not a single ULP official have said, as we come close to election, not Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez, not Health Minister Jimmy Prince, not Education Minister Curtis King, and certainly not the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines or the Minister of National Security, can say with a straight face that Vincentians are better off today as opposed to yesterday, today as opposed to last year, today as opposed to 5 years ago when we went to the polls. None of them can say that with a straight face, because the people of St. Vincent would laugh at them. Because the people of St. Vincent, at least the vast majority of the people of St. Vincent, knows that that is not true. And that is the basis upon which people need to vote them out. Because having been there and having spent all of this money, they cannot say that our lives have become better.
Kong, so with your eloquence, with all your eloquence and clarity and all the I think you would do a better job. So I'm asking you if you can, for those who are listening and do not really fully understand the impact, if this is true, if our national debt is indeed 100% of our GDP, right? We know, I'm sure everybody has an idea that is bad, right? That's not a good thing. Now, if you can just clarify for us, in more layman terms, if you could just break it down, what does this mean for us? How broke are we? Does this mean that we could no longer borrow in cases of emergencies? What does that mean?
No. It does not mean that at all. It does not mean that at all.
In terms of the economy, we
Yes.
know what the GDP is, right? Right. We know there are different sectors that we have to that this affects: agriculture, finances, health. But if you could just break it down, just to give
Right.
people an idea of how bad this is.
Jill, the most dramatic way in which we could point to this is that when we have a very high GDP, and I want to say up front that St. Vincent is not unique in that regard. It may well be that St. Vincent has one of the lowest GDP. I'll go back and check, but it may well be that St. Vincent has one of the lowest GDP in the region. But again, I don't know if that is as a result of underreporting the debt. But when you borrow money, you have to pay it back. And if you are generating $1 and you owe 90 cents, and 50% or 50 or 45 cents of that 90 cents is due next year. It means that for all the money you generate, as in the case of $1, you would only have 55 cents to spend. I'm not sure if you're understanding what I'm saying. So the more you borrow and the more you commit to repay of the money that you make, the larger the percentage of the money you accumulate in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
You have revenue of $1, you're committed to pay 60 cents, 70 cents. You have 30 cents to do everything else because you're committed to pay. You don't want to default.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to use 30 cents for national security, education, salaries. So things become really, really difficult. So those are the strictures that we are in when our debt gallop forward. And you know that much of the debt that we have accumulated is being used under the guise that, we had the destruction from burial and we have to pay people, many of them who were not even working, are now collecting money from the government. Fundamentally, primarily, most importantly, because it's an election year and government is trying to butter up itself to citizens with the hope that those payout to a given citizen here or there, or citizens across the board, primarily persons whom they know are in their column, would show them up to vote when they go to the polls. But a high GDP is disaster for a country, particularly because some people may say, the GDP, the debt to GDP ratio in the US, I think the US has about a $16 trillion economy, and the debt may be $20 trillion. But the comparison is not the same. The US is such an engine, an economic engine, and everybody would want to lend the US. The same will not be true of St. Vincent. Plus, in the US, they make their own money. So they can print as much money as possible.
As they want, yeah.
But because the US is so powerful and strong, that does not negatively impact the economy. But when we go out and borrow each time, because we don't have the strength, we don't have the soft power or the hard power or the economic wherewithal of a US, we are in deep, deep trouble. And I am all for borrowing, because you can borrow to help. It's not what you are it's not that you are borrowing. The fundamental question is what you are borrowing for. But we just borrowed, for example, $700 and something million to build a modern port, which before it's open is in repair. $750 million to build a port that before it is commissioned, opened, it is in repair. And that port, there has been no proper justification, persuasive justification for that port, except for the fact that the guys in power said that the port, the original port is old and we need another port. No feasibility about, what we'll be exporting in this port. None of that. And this comes at a time when we know that the Caribbean Development Bank said that we could have used between 10 and 20 million US dollars to rehabilitate the old port and have it functional for years and years to come. What did we do? We went out and borrowed $750 million. And I can bet you, in light of all that's happening at that port, that there's going to be a huge cost overrun. And by that I mean, you claim to be, you budget to spend $1 to do something, and the cost overrun is when the actual value of what you committed to spend $1 on ends up being like $2.50 or more. So those are the difficult problems we have. Nobody's saying don't borrow, but borrow really help with the advancement of the people, rather than to borrow to do vanity projects. And what you're clogging up Kingston for? You have a cruise ship boat there. You have now a modern port. You're clogging up the town for, and you have other towns. Why not? You could anyway. Jesus Christ. I don't know, Jill.
I hear you. I hear you. I was gonna to ask you about what does this mean if the opposition? What does this mean for the opposition if they do get in power?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for the opposition. I'm not an opposition spokesperson. But
I
you know,
know. Was talking to Joe.
I understand. I just felt it. But you know, what is significant, right?
Council. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Council. We have apparently we have a Marshall coming up. You said kid?
Yes, yeah, Marshall.
Yeah.
Marshall.
Quick, I'll just answer quickly.
Yeah.
You know, you have ULP people, ULP propaganda saying, well, where would the NDP get the money from to do all the things that they want to do? Well, they would get it from the same place that the ULP has gotten it from. And if they get it from the same places by borrowing, and they do things that really touch and concern the people, then that money would be well spent, as opposed to building a $750 million port that is absolutely non-essential. And before it's finished, we're in repair.
All right, Council. Thank you so much. I wish we had more time.
All right, Jill. It's
but
always a
unfortunately-
pleasure being with you. I always get a chance to expound even more. Somebody says Jill likes Chomo. I don't know if you saw it in the chat one time.
I did not. I didn't see that, but okay.
Jill, if they're saying that, it's a love fest, because I love you to be on too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All the best.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Until we meet again.
All right, guys. OMG in the morning. Lots of love here. We have big hearts, so we have plenty to give. We actually have to. What I wanted to know, right, in terms of our national debt being 100 of our GDP, right? I wanted to know, where does that leave the opposition? That's a huge mess to clean up. To have to even clear off half of that, if the opposition gets in power, and I'm saying if, right? It's gonna take them years to put our economy back in a place where we can stand in our own our own 2 feet, but stand back firmly on our feet, But let me see. We are short in time. We're gonna get into the comments. Let me send some love to you guys on our Facebook Live and our IKTV Live right now.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you. I didn't get to greet everybody when you guys came in. We will do that and get into the comments shortly. Of course, we have our reminders before we head out as well. Chill spot, guys. If you are looking for, whether it's a breakfast on the go, you're trying to get lunch, and you're looking for something fast or just something hearty to fill you up, check out Chill Spot. You can also call and get your order in.
Yeah.
All right.
And the menu for today is blackfish, saltfish, grilled, steam, and fried fish, curry conchs, curry chicken, curry liver, sauteed shrimp, barbecue chicken, and barbecue pork. They got sides, stir fried pasta, rice and peas, steamed vegetables, banana salad, fried plantain, garden salad, and a whole lot more. Like roti. You have different sections of roti.
Now, once I had the curry liver and the banana salad, I'm glad doing it.
You good with that?
Yeah.
All right. So they have conchs roti, fish, chicken, and liver. Yeah.
I didn't make up my mind here.
All right. They also got pizzas for all the pizza lover, meat lover at seafood, pepperoni, jalapeno, and we also got chicken, of course, burgers loaded with fries, saltfish fritters, French fries, chicken wings, hot barbecue, and also fish fingers with the local juices, five finger and lime, mango, mabi, sorrel, and lemongrass. All right, so check them out today.
And you can call them if you want to make it real quick and hassle-free, 457-7768 or 494-7577. You can call, let me see. You can also check out their Facebook, the Chill Spot Facebook page, all right?
Yeah.
And of course, when you come on our Facebook page, it's right. You see the menu right there.
Yeah.
You don't even need to go any further. All right. Remember, also, First National Bank is here for you. So if you're looking to get a mortgage, or it's back to school time, guys, if you're looking to get a loan, college students out there, teachers, you're trying to get a student loan for whatever reason, you're trying to get a car loan, just upgrade your finances. First National Bank is here for you, so check them out today. We're going for a commercial break. We will be right back.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
Islands, let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right out the curve?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself, beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride, not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run, it's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you."
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Good morning to you once again, Jill, alongside Millennium Kid and DJ Shady, OMG in the morning. We're now awaiting a call from, and here it is, from Mr. Cian Marshall. Let me just get this real quick. Okay, did I get it?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Marshall. How are you this morning?
Morning, Jill. And you could dispense with the formalities because everybody called me Tian. So good morning to you, Jill. Good morning, Shady. Good morning, Millennium Kids.
Good morning, man. What's up?
Good morning to your listeners in this time zone, and to those who are ahead of us, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
All right.
Quite an extensive contribution from Council this morning.
Yes, indeed.
And it kind of falls into something I wanted to touch on this morning. But just to say, Jill, the thing about the debt to GDP, all right, is it has to do with the what you produce, how much you generate, and how much you spend. And like Council said correctly, there are countries like Japan and so on that 110, 150% debt to GDP. In other words, they're in more debt than they produce, but they keep producing. So the thing about it is, it's not so much that Finland is it a mess or it's not enough of footing. It means that yes, to be at 100% or 90% or 8% of the debt to GDP is not sustainable. So the goal is to pay down your debt as fast as you can, so that the space opens up. So let me give you a very simple illustration.
Okay.
You're in a house. You have a couple. They're married, and they took a mortgage. The bank says so that is 40%. That's the debt service ratio. So 40% of your combined income is inside. Then they buy a car. That's 10%. At some point in time, you decide to take a student loan for your children to go over to study. That's another 30%. And so your debt service ratio, your debt to GDP or your income to debt is diminishing. But once you done, you might go and take out a fridge, take out a stove kind of thing now. And so you find that, when the month done and I don't pay all my bills and my light bill and so on, I barely have, I don't pay all my debt now, like the loans and so on and the stove, what take out and so on. I barely have, $300, $400 to buy food and carry me through the month.
Okay.
Right? But the goal is eventually you pay off for the car and that frees up the money. And you know what I mean? And then your son finished studies and he takes over the loan. The money frees up. And so with the money being borrowed to do different things in the country, which increases the debt as it is paid. And keep in mind that Ms. Grenadine under this government has never defaulted on a loan payment. So we do pay our debt. As challenging as the economy, the world economy, the global economy may be, we do pay our debt, even when we have disasters and so forth. And so as we continue to pay our debt regularly, service our debt regularly, eventually things are paid off, and that open up or reduce the debt to GDP, and that's basically what has to be done, you know. But I couch all of that into the discussion that what is happening when I call, when Jomo calls, when Max calls, when Kenton calls, and Candyman and all this. What we're having really are perspective. We're putting out perspective and having discussions and hoping that Vince tensions would do, to use the metaphor, would do on what we're saying and hopefully be able to make decisions based on the
off
information
of
we
that.
have. And what is happening, what is available is that you have information at your fingertips now. I make the point that the education revolution, in my view, is the goal mark policy of this government. And I think it is the policy that scares the opposition most, because we have a more educated, highly trained population with access to unlimited sources of information. I make that point in contrast to, and I made this point very, very early when I started. I don't know if you remember that. But one of the very first things I made was when the NDP was in government, this best success was based on two things. A very low level of training and education for the population, and also the almost unavailability of information. There was no internet, there was no Google, there was no YouTube, there was nothing.
When the education revolution started?
No, when the NDP was in office.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about from 1984 to 2001. You know, you didn't have what you didn't have. You didn't have the widespread use of the internet. It was just in its early stages.
Yeah, because I think that was dial-up era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And even though you had the dial-up I mean, of course, that was on the phone, mail, and so forth, and very few people had computers in their house.
Yeah.
And I mean, so access to information wasn't there. We had one radio station. You didn't have all of these vibrant conversations every morning on 15 stations in the country.
Mhm.
50 exactly, but you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we also had a very low level of education and training. As a matter of fact, our Human Development Index in 2001 would show that there were only 2 countries in CARICOM that were lower than us, and they were Guyana and Haiti. We were number 12.
Okay.
Right? Now, fast forward, and what you have is the policy of the education revolution that decided all the children going to secondary school. You expanded significantly the community college, so hundreds of students going at the community college, and then we moved from a situation where we were lax in terms of intake on the campuses of the University West Indies, all of them, to the point where at one point we were second only to the resident population. So in Barbados, the population at UWI was Bajan, then Binti, and so forth, right? So you have all of that, and you have students going off to different places to study. So what you have now, based on the last Human Development Index report of 2023, is that we've from 12 to 6. We've overtaken a number of countries, and you can see where things like the average years of schooling and the length of time spent in school have significantly increased. And so it all speaks to the fact that Vincentians are now a lot more educated, a lot more informed, and we are better able to analyze information. I would say we are more critical thinkers in the country, and then we can look at information and access information outside of what I am saying or what Jomo is saying and so forth. So when I speak or when Jomo speaks or whoever, individuals listening, young people in their 20s who have their bachelors or their masters and so on, you know, or 18-year-old, 19-year-old who've been trained at community college level, can go on YouTube and look at videos and you know, go on Google and type in things, and look at on their own what does GDP mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at some GDP and different things now, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
And then they can then say to themselves, well, but I agree with Jomo, or I agree with Stian, or I agree with Candyman, or I agree with Ken, you know, and they are able to better make, I think, decisions going forward. Now, at the end of the day, right, I always, let me point back, let me step back a bit and then make this other point. So, yesterday, you went to the studio, but I played a clip where Major Leaker, Sinclair Leaker, the head representative of Kingston, was making a point, and context matters, that when you look at the crime situation, especially the murders and the losing of our young men, you know, he says that both victims and perpetrators are products of this so-called education revolution. And I took offense to that. Because to me, without going into the dictionary, a product is a direct, deliberate, intentional result of a process.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I were to use an illustration, I come from Leeward and I watched my mother make coconut oil. And she grate coconut and so on. I asked me to grate coconut, bruise on my fingers and so forth. And there's a process. And at the end of it, the coconut coffee where great produces oil. The intention was the oil. Now, a part of that process, you get some brown things that I used to eat, and I know other children used to eat as well and so on. But that's a byproduct of the process. That the intention of the process was not to create that brown thing.
Okay.
It was to create the oil. So when a parliamentarian suggests or says that the criminals, the murderers and the victims are products of the, and he reports it as the so-called, which means he doesn't agree with the fact that it's an education revolution, of the so-called education revolution. To me, it suggests that he's saying that the education revolution is deliberately, intentionally producing You know. And I took offense to that, and I still do, because when I look at what is happening, I am seeing amazing young people, and even senior ones as well, taking opportunities, taking advantage of the opportunities available to them for training, both at post-secondary and at university, and are improving themselves. It was interesting for me to hear Jomo this morning that Vincent's lives are better, and kind of rhetoric I think that alienates Jomo and individuals who make those comments from ordinary people, because they say, "But no, Jomo, you can't be serious. I may not be where I want to be, but of course my life over the last 5 years, 8 years, I've done a degree and I've got a promotion. Of course, my life is better. Over the last 15 years, I was able to get 100% mortgage because I did my degree and I get my promotion. Of course, my life is better too. I mean,
But how much Vincentians can say that though? On what scale are you measuring? How many Vincentians could say that? Because a lot of people, when you ask people on the ground, they would tell you that, like, on a large scale, a lot of Vincentians are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of Vincentians, and I'm not talking on a micro level. I'm talking about
a
overall.
lot of people in the world are living protect.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the world. I'm focusing on Saint Vincent. That is the cry of so many.
You cannot expect a reality for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's not a realistic objective. That every country in the world, people live in protection, but in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you won't. I mean, how do we get to that conclusion? The reality is.
Sian, just to interrupt you a little bit, right? Because you're speaking so fast, I'm having a little bit of trouble. I have to literally press my headphones because you're speaking so fast. I'm having some trouble, like catching everything you're saying.
Sorry.
So if you could just slow it down, yeah.
Yes. So what I'm saying, you cannot make the well. Let me not say you cannot, because you did. The comment that I'm not talking about the world. I'm talking about Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, but that's something that's consistent with people who work because of choices they make, live paycheck to paycheck. It's not something that's unique to Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. You go to Barbados, you go to the US, you go to Germany. Employees, workers are living paycheck to paycheck. The question is whether or not you are in a better position, because you could have been in a rented accommodation living paycheck to paycheck, but now you are in your own house living paycheck to paycheck, and someone would say, "I prefer to be in that situation." And you may say, "I am living paycheck to paycheck because of certain things I did with my disposable income." So living paycheck to paycheck in and of itself is not an indication that you are not doing well or that you're not better off than you were last. Yeah, it just says that you've made some financial choices that consume your income, and that's something that you chose to do. And over time, like I said, it is the car you bought, or the student loan that you pay child, or your mortgage, or what have you. Things that you took on as an individual, choices that you make, as time passes, those things would improve. But that on its own is not saying that you are not in a better position. Look, you may agree with me still that the more money we make, we increase our expenditure. So the young man who made $2,500 a month, he bought a Swift. But when he studied and he got his graduate allowance, and he now makes $3,500 or $4,000, he's selling this Swift and he's going to buy a Grand Vitara or a CX3. So he's spending more now because he has a bigger loan, but he has a better car.
I have to disagree, because basically what you're saying is the choices that we make majority of the times are what keeps us living paycheck to paycheck. Yet you're not talking about the increase in our NIS. You're not talking about the increase in food prices, all the other things that could create the situation where we're still living paycheck to paycheck, where salaries haven't been raised in how many years in terms of the
I don't know
you see, you're not bringing into those factors. I'm just talking about the factors themselves.
The government had a 3-year salary raise over 3 years, I think 2022, 23, and 24. So I'm not sure where you're going
No,
to
no, no.
take when
I'm just bringing in different factors. It wasn't for you to focus
and
on
I'm
one.
responding to all of them, and I'm responding to them because individuals may get this sense that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines there has been no salary increase, and I'm thinking that is not the case. We have had a salary increase. I think it was 8% over 3 years.
For whom? For whom? Civil servants or the private sector?
Government workers.
But to me,
right?
it seems like government workers, or should I say, the private sector, haven't seen any kind of significant increase in a while.
Yeah.
And wild is me using that word mildly.
Mildly, because they literally don't hear about it at times.
So unless there's something I'm not hearing, because
the government can't dictate to the private sector to raise salaries. But what the government has done is that the government has raised the minimum wage. So by doing that, individuals who work in the private sector will get more because of daily paid workers and so on, and now getting more because government raised that. I think that was done 2 years ago. All right. So yes, so you've had increase in salaries, but yes, Jill, you've also had an increase in the NIS, which is yours, by the way. It's your retirement. So you're increasing the amount of your retirement. That's yours.
that we're probably not even going to benefit from. We're probably only going to benefit from that.
And you can say that, but that's just speculation because there is no one in St. Vincent to this stage who can say, I have not received my NIS. There are people in Antigua who can say that they haven't, but there's no one in St. Vincent who say that. So you can speculate, but I'm not sure what the speculation is founded on. Then you can talk about the rises in food. Again,
food prices, yeah.
Jill,
Mm-hmm.
food prices have gone up. I just came back from the UK where it's expensive. Yes, things are expensive there. People, I'm sure you know people or you have family in the US, in Canada, they will tell you that prices have increased, and we import things. And so because of that, you have what is called imported inflation, something that it's beyond our control completely. So at the end of the day, Jill, ultimately, regardless to how we boil it down, the truth is that what we have as a disposable income depends on the choices we make. Our spending habits, it's as simple as I heard Kenton referring to the price of grapes and apples. Okay, Kenton, go buy grapes and apples. And is it mango and banana? And even those, you go down the road and buy a banana for $1. I find, wow, really? It's simple.
Yeah.
But that's the price. That's the price you're paying. You know. So all of these are lifestyle choices. Our tastes have improved, and Vincennes are. We are living better. That's what the Human Development Index says. We are living better. We are doing better. We've improved. We've gone from number 90, 91. Globally, it's number 76. We've surpassed 6 of our Caribbean neighbors. And show that we are doing well, we are living better. And so the truth is, or at least to my mind, when Council says we are better off, but the entities and the facts and the data says different. But more than that, the reality says different. People are more educated. People are making more money, better salaries. We are building homes. We are buying cars. That's reality. You talk to people on the ground, but Jill, people who 2 years ago didn't have a car, but they have a car now. You know people like that. You know people who
yes,
2 years
I do.
ago
I do.
lived in rent house, but they build house now. And I'm not talking about people in the 40s. I'm talking about young people in the 20s and 30s.
Actually, I don't know any young people in their 20s and 30s who have bought homes, but I know of those who have upgraded their lives. Definitely true.
Exactly.
But the majority of them also are living above their means. But that's another story. That's another story.
People agree with me at the end. But that's the point. It's like no, like I said, and I'll end it. We can always do better. And I think that is the thing about human beings. We have this, we're always in this constant state of dissatisfaction. That's why we want to study. That is why we buy the better car. That is why we build the house. That's why we paint in Christmas. That's why we change up the furniture and take out the bigger stove and so on. Because that's how we are. And our dissatisfaction happens because very often we cannot go where we really want to be. And that's fine. That's fine. But in all of that, we have to appreciate the fact that even though we aren't where we want to be, we aren't where we were. We are actually better off. And with that, if you don't have any questions, let me wish you a fantastic day, you and your listeners.
Thank you so much. This is actually my first time interacting with you. Quite interesting. I really appreciate you coming
I
through.
do apologize, but that's the problem I've had all my years. Even as a teacher, I get passionate and I speak really quickly, and I have to make a deliberate effort to just slow it down. But that's, listen, that's me. But I apologize for that.
It's okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, do enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
So I actually have a relative who speaks very, very fast, and it's always difficult to keep up and understand
the slow,
what he's saying.
The slow down the brain to catch up.
Not really. It's okay to just listen. It's okay to listen, but when you listen, you have to be able to understand what the individual is saying. And I wanted to make sure I not just hear what he's saying, but understand what he's saying. And I think a lot of people are going to use this opportunity now to call in because a lot of people have a lot to say. So let me just take this first call. Shady, you have time, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. You're live on OMG.
Yes, good morning, Jill. And
good morning to you.
Kev.
Hey, we're going on, Charles, my morning.
Yeah, my condolences goes out to the Boom family again and to the relatives of your great brother and friend, and
Thank you, man. Thanks.
However to put it, yeah. You guys going through a lot. Jill, when you say our schooling facilities are better or worse?
Compared to how long ago? What comparison are we making?
Compare from 20 years ago. But this 25 years.
Our infrastructure have improved. Technology has improved. We now have access. We now have access to technology we didn't have access to before. Yeah. That's a given.
Right.
What I'm saying, are we really better off though? How are they? How are you know what? Let me let you finish. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there.
No, that is so we have improving in those fields, right? But our school our school that we see our children. When you say we improve on that. Our schooling our children to sit in the schools and to be comfortable. Would you say they improve on that? Has that been improved? Or it's been deteriorated?
Could you say that one more time? Sorry.
When you look at, I'm making a point here now. When you look at the Thomas Sanders and Girls High School, right? Mm-hmm. Those are schools that has been there. Has there been any restructuring and bringing out, opening back these schools? Would you say that where our children are now? Where is the Girls High School now and the Thomas Sanders and all of those? Where are they now? Would you say that they're better off than they were before?
That's a tricky one in terms of there are a lot of in terms of the factors that are creating these issues in terms of them not being reopened. The comparison that we're making is that have we improved? Have the school facilities or the educational facility improved from 20 years to now, right? That's the question you're asking.
Right.
They have been in terms of the structure, in terms of the tools that we now have to teach our children. Yes, they have been.
Yes, in that way. Well, I think I put it wrong. We have moved in that field, yes. But where we have our schools, such as let me look at it this way then. We had a port and wanted repair, but we didn't choose to do that. We choose to build a new port now, as Joma was saying this morning, right? So we needed a new port, but before the new port could open, as we all know, it is under repair again. We were told that the contractors who were doing that were supposed to be the ones supposed to be fixing that with no cost, right? That's supposed to be their thing. And we have seen now where we had the Utley Hall as a development. We had Utley Hall. Utley Hall was up and running. We see the deterioration of the Utley Hall. put a lot of people out of jobs, right? Then we look at the airport, which we find we really welcome, but the airport now is start seeing its own problems, which on the runway. So we have still the airport to deal with, right? We have a lot of air conditions and all sort of things that is not working in the airport. What are the repairs of those? We have where our market, right? Our market, we are in the vendors crying our market system. Okay, our things. I just send you something there on your WhatsApp, Kev.
Yeah,
I send you a package of sugar. You see how much? You know how much pounds is there? You know how much for that? You know how much for that sugar that was bought in St. Lucia? You know how much for that sugar?
Let me pull it.
$9.99.
Let me pull it.
It's more than 5 pounds of sugar. It's more than 6 pounds of sugar there.
It's 11 pounds.
It's 11 pounds.
Yeah,
okay,
11
good.
pounds.
And you know how much for that? It's $9.99. $9.99.
And this was bought in St. Lucia, you said?
Of that sugar. In St. Lucia. I had to buy 4 packs of those to bring back with me.
Yeah, it's a lot cleaner than the other ones.
The quarter bag of rice is $25.
Yeah.
And we're selling it up for how much? $50 and $60 something dollars. Right? So when you say cost of living, you know, we have to look at all people here. When we have to buy, when we get $100 in our hand and go to the shop, brother, what we used to care about $100 back in the day, we can't do that now. Do we have a price controller that's walking around and making sure that prices and so forth are right in the shelves? We are looking at people that I've been in the shop and pick up things that is expired. Do we have people walking around and looking at these things that they're selling and checking on these sort of things? We are in a position, you know. We are in a position. I don't know if you guys were listening. There's a thing out which I think you should check up on. That was reading on another radio station from something from where the son of the Prime Minister write. And I didn't get down to the real details, but I think it's very interesting. Something that you all must really try and get to really bring it forth to the public again. Okay. I mean, we are in a crisis, you know. We are in a real crisis.
That is a fact. Go ahead.
What is the debt? The national debt right now?
You're asking a whole heap of rhetorical questions, right?
The national debt right now. What is the national debt? Oh, correct, national debt.
Yeah. Why can't I remember your name?
I would have
Charles.
liked Kenson to tell us what is our national debt now.
Well, he's actually calling in.
He's actually trying to get in on the conversation as well. So a lot of other people.
I want to know. I want to learn. I'm ready to listen. And if he could call, I would give him space to call. But you know, when I would like to explain what is the national debt now and what was the national debt when the ULP got in office. What was the national debt then?
All right. Well,
right?
Okay.
What was the national debt then? So I'll be wait for other callers and things. I just want to know. I just asking questions because I think this is something that I would like
and
to
you
know.
ask very good
and
questions.
My children so would like to know. You know, just these are things that I would like to know.
All
Have
right.
a good day and let me listen here. Okay? Thanks. All right. Thanks.
All right, so Kenton, those of you who are hoping to call, yes.
Yeah, he's coming.
I think I'm gonna just let everybody speak for themselves today. I don't think I have to respond to much. Kenton, good morning to you.
Good morning to the food warriors.
Hey, good morning, man.
Kidnap you, eh? Kidnap you.
All right, big up. Thank you.
The others.
Thank you for that.
Who does want to fight people for food?
Shady, you need to behave yourself. Shady, what's going on? This is crazy.
I shall call no names, kid.
Yeah, please do. They're gonna lock you up.
You just step back, kid.
Yeah, morning, man.
Good morning, Jill.
Good morning to you, Kenson.
Good morning, Jill.
Any pink stones today? I hear there's stones being ordered.
They'll be shipped. They will be shipped. Can you hear for yourself?
I'm listening.
Thank you very much.
I'm listening.
Thank you very much. I'm not even going to mention the other one over there in the car.
Yeah.
You know? Listen, this morning has pushed so much that has jumped out, and I just sit here smiling. Um, First and foremost, that issue that Jomo spoke about, I'll get to see in a bit. Um, a lot of us spoke about it, that king issue. And when Jomo was speaking this morning, something else jumped out at me, which was this is why the government / prime minister treats Vincent Chan the way he does. Because in his mind, he thinks he's a king. In his head, Vincent Chans are his subjects. He's no longer the servant of the people. He's their owner. A king owns a realm. They're the owner. You basically living at their whim. If they want you to die, they decide, okay, off with his head. They want you to suffer, you know what? Take everything from that section of people, give them nothing, let them starve. And we are seeing that today. Which brought me to something, and a correlation came to something that I saw. And I made sure that I recorded it for future reference. A post made by Storm Gonzalez on Facebook. I'm going to read a piece of it. Because people need to understand what really is happening with this thing here. Right? Now, a part of it says, one thing I want my party to do, listen carefully, is get rid of the demigods of the civil service and statutory bodies. Let us stop right there. And we're staying in the vein of Papa is King. And this is one of the princes. Hard to come out of my mouth, but I have to make the point. And this is one of the unelectable princes. Saying, one thing he wants his party to do is get rid of the demigods of the civil service and statutory bodies. Now, who placed those demigods there? And he goes on to say, listen to this, too many poor people suffering at the hand of biased, unelected officials. I'll get back to that. A small few of these powerful agents of chaos, our version of the deep state, choose sabotage instead of progress. Now let us stop there, the deep state. Deep state meaning that these are the hands behind the government. These are the ones that you don't see that are more powerful than the government, really, in St. Vincent. We don't know who the powerful are in St. Vincent. Even the smallest man know who is untouchable in St. Vincent. And none of them are NDP supporters. Now, he goes on to say, your road cabinet approved and funded. It ain't start yet. Waiting on a fella who don't want the ULP to win to process the payments. Contractor on go slow because he don't win the contract and he hate Ralph. In a country, okay, let me read the rest before I go on. You want to extend your house and you get in block, but the man next to you building a shack with no issue. Your prime grant on hold because your file quote unquote lost. We're not blind. We the people. You see how they just like to integrate themselves like they're part of it. We the people see your tricks. Of course we do. If you want to run the government, go to the polls and win fair and square, really. Stop the sabotage or else you will be cut down to size. Gentlemen and women in those positions abusing your position count your days. Let me stop right there. I want that. Let me just shut up for 5 seconds. Let us think. This is one of the unelectable princes saying this. Basically, wanting to make it sound as though there are NDP saboteurs in the higher realms of office and power, sabotaging the government. It's no longer the government's fault for the nonsense that they've been doing, borrowing willy-nilly billions of dollars, and you're not seeing an economy that is worth billions of dollars in St. Vincent. Jomo spoke about America this morning. America has $1 trillion economy. You can see it. They produce. What does St. Vincent have? What does St. Vincent have? And then you have people like Storm not wanting to come to pretend as though what has been happening is somehow, they always try to make it the fault of the NDP. And there are persons, and when I look at the type of persons who commented under this thing, I have to laugh. They talk about Prime. Prime grants, when they were dealing with Prime, we saw a whole heap of people. Whole heap. Names that jump out at you. People who know, we know they have money, they have resources. But they were given thousands of dollars. I could go back to the list and call some names. I had the list still. But these are people who did not need a startup, who did not need money, but they were given all because what? They were party supporters. It was there blatant for everybody to see. And then when persons spoke out on it, you know what they did? They said, too much of people want to talk about who getting money. Let me start doing it in the dark. We dubbed it Prime in the dark because no, you did not know who got or who didn't get it. So now all the cronies could have been given out the thousands, doled out the thousands without anybody knowing who got it. No accountability, no transparency. But some want to come and talk about Prime. Someone to come talk about who building a shack and whose house can't this and whose house can't that. When we know for a fact, right here on the ground, everybody can tell. We have seen where over the years, persons who really need help, but just because of their political affiliation, their so-called lives to live, did not reach those people's lives. Listen, these people need to remember we are all living in St. Vincent, and some of us use our critical thinking skill. Some of us allow our eyes to see what is there to be seen. We have seen where persons, supporters, have gotten material, where cement on stone, where some get over and over and over. What do they do with them? They sell them. I can tell you this, I've seen it happen. They say, not them, say, this is what I know. I also know persons who because they know who isn't supporting Labour. Right in South Rivers and other places, guess what happened? When they make a requisition, it's torn up and thrown in the garbage. We know this. Yeah? And guess who is in charge of these things? Ardent ULP supporters. But you know what Storm, you know the message that Storm is sending? You remember in 2015, Rev Gonsalves stood up at a podium and he said, anybody who goes against my policies and had tried to undermine my government, even if it's on the day of election. He didn't say the policies of the government and they say my policies. They say even on the day of elections are coming after it. And I don't care. He went on to say, I don't care. Because you're not voting for me, which means that your family is not voting for me either. His words. I still had the video. And now, you have Storm basically fear-mongering the persons in office because now they are seeing the wind of change so deeply, they are feeling it so deeply that now persons who before never used to speak out, they are speaking now. They are letting their positions known. So guess what? Just last night I saw somebody said that they were threatened by a PS and said, you wait until we get back there, you're going to lose your job. Last night self I saw somebody saying that. And so when you now are threatening the persons who say, you know what, we get enough of Labour. Labour is not doing nothing. And I went against my conscience and voted them. And now you feeling the winds of change, so you decide to try to use fear-mongering again. But guess what? The people are now understanding that today we vote, tomorrow you out of office, you don't have any power. And I want the people to remember that. Anyway, let me get to Sian quickly. Now, Mr. Marshall does give me some laughs, eh? And let me say this, me and Sian, we're not enemies. Me and Sian, if you meet up, we're going to stand up and banter. So, when you hear me come here after Sian and Morning, it's that we can have intelligent conversation, as he said, and we can put things out there, let people make their decision. No, but still, does make it too easy for me sometimes to beat up on him. Anyway, Sian spoke just now about standard of living, things being better, and so forth and so on. And Jill asked some pertinent question. But we get to the education part first, when we talk about education revolution and what Major said. And if what Sian is saying he got from what Major said, Sian is being disingenuous. Yeah? Because what I got from what Major said, and Sian made the very point this morning, he made the point about making coconut oil, which Sian, you never grate no coconut in your life, but you grate coconut. And eat coconut shit. It's coconut shit, let us call it. Now, Sian made a point that there are byproducts of making the coconut oil. And what I got from Major is that the persons, most who are committing most of the crime, the age group, they are persons who are byproducts of the education revolution. It may not have been the intent when they pushed it out, which it was all political. And I can tell you this was not a brainchild of the ULP. It was an OECS initiative already being put in place by John Hahn, former Minister of Education under the former NDP government. Anyway, the issue is that you gave universal access to secondary school without any plans in place for remedial actions and so forth. And I am saying here now that there is a higher dropout rate now in the education system than there was under the former NDP government. We had, in the 90s coming up to early 2000s, we had a more skill base. We had an even higher achievement of skills in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our economy was booming because of skills. But under this so-called education revolution, you know what happened? All of a sudden, skilled work is seen as nothing. It's being looked on. And everybody is being given this thing, go to university, come to try to sit in an office. And it's not working. And then we see now, as I said, where there are more, the dropout rate is way higher, which leads to more criminality, because then they are uneducated, they don't have a skill, they have nothing to do more than listen to all type of music and talks all day, and then sit among themselves where none has nothing better to tell the other. Look at what just happened in Roseau. Look at the ages of these people who got arrested. Look at the thought process. I have been working in prison where I've seen 15 and 16-year-olds come. And that is the society that we have now. So Sian can run from what Major said if that's what he wants to take it to. But if you listen to the entire thing that Major said, what Sian pulled out yesterday and tried to come with again today is not so. But anyway, he said something about raise a salary and this and that. Now, I did a little something here. Talk about 8% over 3 years. You see people like Sian who are sitting at the front of the line and have the mouth and the trap, not just a strap in the mouth, sucking up somebody gravy. They had the mouth and the trap sucking. So they don't know what it's like to be behind there getting some drip. So he can talk from his standpoint and what he feels because of the circles he moved in, but not the everyday man on the ground. If Sian is so certain about standard of living and index this and index that and we live in better, come and do another poverty assessment report now. The 2018 poverty assessment report showed up this government so bad that it showed that indigent poverty has skyrocketed. It was skyrocketed in St. Vincent. As a matter of fact, Camilo Gonzalez, the Minister of Finance, he himself stated that with schools going into shutdown and so forth, many students will be sliding into starvation. His words. Because the parents don't have it to give them. So if not for the school feeding program, many will slide into starvation. His very words. You want to know what 100% debt to GDP ratio is, Jill? It simply means that when in 2021 the Prime Minister could have said we're in extreme poverty and very soon they won't be able to pay salaries. Think about it being worse than that. And that was us at 93% debt to GDP ratio. Yeah? And as Jomo said, I don't doubt that we're over 100%. The thing is, your debt to GDP ratio could be, even though it's over 100%, could still be good, you know. As Jomo said, and he brought up the American economy. But what do we have here to offset any of that? Our productive sectors are next to nil. And those who we invite in here to take them up, we are getting nothing from them as a country. Maybe as a party they're getting, but we're not getting. Do people understand going forward what this means now? See, I'm talking about 8% over 3 years. Let me just break down that a bit for you. To the man who is working for $1,500 a month, 2.5% a year, right? And then 3%, right? So 2.5% a year is $37 going on to your salary. 2 years, that is going to be 37. That is going to be $74. Notice that if you reach $100 yet on your salary. Yeah? And the other 30%, which will be about what, $40? So you're basically grossing $104. Step back the tax and the NIS from that. And what I need people to understand, and I did a thing, you know, if 2% of $2,500 is $50, you know, and so forth, who making a $3,000 might make a $60 extra on the salary a year, per month, per year, right? Now, what is that to you? Tell me really and truly, with inflation, with VAT, with all of these high taxation, what is that to you? And this is what people need to understand. That is why those who understand economics will tell you, I prefer to get a cut in tax than a raise of salary. And I'll tell you why. When you get a raise of salary, they simply put you at the bottom of the scale of the next tax bracket, where now you are paying higher taxes and getting less to go home with, even though they told you they gave you a salary increase. That is what happened. But let me not take up too much more of your time, but let me just say to Sian when he talk about fruits and so forth and so on. Sian, me does eat mango. But there's a reality that I'm not going to allow you to run away from. Our bananas was king. And it was under this ULP regime that banana went down, both in market and in what we could have produced. Because when they had the opportunity to could have curtailed black sigatoka and those kind of things, you know what they did? Nothing. It wasn't until the people started to ball on them that they finally brought in some chemicals and so forth, but it was already too late. Then we had the issue of citrus greening that the government could have put a hand on. What did they do? Nothing. And people keep on saying, oh, why is the government? Because in this kind of economy and society of ours, government rules. And so at the end of the day, when you're talking about you had a banana industry, well, not even just banana alone, but an agricultural industry that used to bring in $40 million weekly into St. Vincent that they killed. Why am I not supposed to say government? Because it was government that went in and took over the Banana Association and so forth. And from the time they did that, it was dead. All because why? You are not supposed to build wealth and live good and have a great standard of living in St. Vincent. When Sian want to talk about England and so forth and Canada, let me tell you something. I will live 20 times in those economies before I live in St. Vincent one, when it comes to standard of living and cost of living. Because as hard as people want to talk about Canada and England with a dollar or 50 cents or 25 cents or $2 going on to something. In St. Vincent, the kind of tough that we live in here, it will be glory living in them economies there. And don't doubt me. Perfect example, some of the juices that we buy here for $10 and $15 and $20, they sell them for $2.50 in those economies. $2.50. And even though you do a conversion, it carries the type of money we pay here.
Very true.
And then, see, I don't want to come and talk about the 80%. You notice he mentioned the grape and the thing, but he didn't go down to the tariffs. But talking about healthy living. We don't have anything here. So if we can import it to help Vincentians to live healthy, it's not to make it easier for them to get it, but instead of making it harder. and then the banana farmer and the banana seller and the mango seller and so forth. Well, mango drop all over the place, but it's seasonal. And then when you have people who have to put in so much to grow banana, the cost must go up because the cost at the port to bring in whatever the inputs they need. And when you go to the input warehouse, the type of money you have to pay, the price of the thing must go up. So it all comes back to government and government. Have a good morning, people are talking. And you food warriors, to the food warriors. Kid, have a good day, brother.
Yeah, you remember that. Bless up,
you see? Yeah, you see those people who talking about stones, don't worry, I have shipment. That is all I say. Have a good morning, guys.
Respect, man. Blessings.
All right, that was a mouthful, guys. We have comments to get into. We also have to take a commercial break. Boom Nation, before we head out, let me just remind you guys, if you're looking for plywood, lumber, cement, whether it's you're coming down to nails, whatever it is, General Hardware, check them out. They're located in Annisville. And of course, we know nobody beats the General.
General is Superman.
All right.
Beat them.
Just to let you guys know, Teachers Talk, that normally happens on the first and the third Sunday of every month. And that's a presentation that's brought to you by the Teachers Union. All right. It will be on pause for a bit. Due to our host losing losing her spouse.
Yeah.
All right, so she's taking some time off, and of course we would have sent out our condolences to those of you who normally view Teachers Talk and you're wondering what's going on with it. It's on hold probably for let me just say until. Of course, we'll
keep you guys posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted and updated on that as we get information. Let me see what else. Digicel, let me just give you a reminder real quick. The team would have been in here this morning telling you about their back to school promotions, also about their Fiber X internet. It's the newest, fastest, and most reliable internet service for your business. It's now available on beatable rates. If you're interested, contact the Digicel business team at 430-0000 for more details. Visit the new kiosk they have at Fisher's Bar as well. It's right there at the Leewood bus terminal. You can top up your device quickly and conveniently while you're on the go. Remember, with Digicel, we're better together.
Yeah, man.
We'll be right back inside OMG in the Morning.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio. Radio.
SVG, the wait is almost over.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation. Not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are. The next experience, the next icon. Imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us. It's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it. Define it. Make your mark. High Rune Next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune Next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
All started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
not have an orgasm for that?
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Don't got no money back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's
1069.
Just no reason, no. Smiling for no reason. They say one smile like they keep bad bites away, so I'm smiling for no reason. Smiling for no reason. If you see me happy all the time, happy mind in my business. Don't have no time, I don't business. If you see me happy all the time, happy mind in my business. Don't have no time, I don't business. Don't bother me with the bad mind energy. Don't bother me with the fakeness. Me only deal with the greatness. For real. Don't bother me with the bad mind energy. Don't bother me with the fakeness. Me only deal with the greatness. For real.
Place the bananas, blow some smoke. Send up a signal of freedom now. Right through the Caribbean, we marching down. Let's preserve free culture, so take control. I want to hear this from our lion. That is us. Early morning song on the drums kicking. That is us. Join me in the band that we have a meeting. That is us. Working hard so today we like me. Come free up when we have this over. It's from a soca and masqueraders. The hand is over. We taking over. We walk back over. Could be 1,000 girl me a wine on. It's only the rum that me love. Only rum that me love. No matter how good she wine on me, it's only the rum that me love. Only rum that me love. Hey, got to me, hey. I wine till I did. The girl them a vibes is summer. That bumper look big. How she walking up in the party like she want me love, she ain't scared. She don't know the love thing it did. One silly girl hit me bed. Well, the rum brought me up, but the rum don't trick me. The rum don't trick me. Yes, the rum brought me up, but the rum don't trick me. The rum don't trick me. The rum say do if you like. Say do if you like. The rum say do if you do if you do. Do if you do if you. The rum say do if you like. Do if you like. The rum say do if you do if you do. Do if you do if you do. She wants it but I can feel it. No poor away now she steal it. Look baby don't waste time. I'm taking run before waistline. Bumper to red from the thunder. All to control the bumper. My behavior by the number. The I'll keep taking over. Hey got to me hey. I wine till I did. The girl them a vibes is summer. That bumper look big. How she walking up in the party like she want me love, she ain't scared. She don't know the love thing it did. One silly girl hit me big.
Put your glasses up to the sky. If you feel to cry, you could cry. Everybody have a tough time. Sometimes all it takes is one line. With couple real friends by your side. Money energy have the right. Shed some weight, watch it take flight. Everything will be alright. Go tell them I'm greater. I'm greater. I'm greater. Somebody tell them from a please. Yeah. I'm greater. I'm greater. I'm greater.
So tell them middle finger. Tell a hater. And all who hate me thank you. And who don't like me that's you. Middle finger. Tell a hater. And all who hate me bless you. And who don't like me. I say Father thank you for giving me the time. People wicked in showing me the light. Humans wicked, they nasty, they dirty bad. So tell them me the finger, tell a hater. And all who hate me thank you, and who don't like me that's you. Me the finger, tell a hater. And all who hate me bless you, and who don't like me that's you. Mama, you want me about the same set of friends, the same set of them. Oh. Human beings are so damn deceiving. Watch them, they want you to do good, but never better than them. They will pretend like they are happy, but they not go back when you win, boy. Father, you see and you know, he was man that sharing brother, that for sure. Ask the Father, thank you for keeping me this high. People wicked, they nasty, they nothing bad. Father, thank you for showing me the light. Humans wicked, they nasty, they dirty bad. So tell me the finger, tell a hater, and all who hate me thank you, and who don't like me that's you. Me the finger, tell a hater, and all who hate me. See my ex with a new man, feel like she new burn. We inside a session, party kicking up bad. She put up, she do one. Whining back on the man. You think I gave a damn? You're mad. The day you leave me, the day you leave, I started to see my way. When you hurt me, I went away. What I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The day you up and leave was a blessing. A blessing. I'm feeling so blessed. Oh yes. When you leave us a blessing, a blessing. Hands up high, I'm whining low. I'm glad you go, like I never happy before. Hands up high, I'm whining low. I'm glad you go, I don't want to know more. Walk out the gate, all of the good you create. Like I start to elevate, walk out the gate, and no debate. Life gets straight and great like you was the way. So glad I procrastinate. Look on my right hand, amputate. I remember the date, not cause I hate. Guess I stated, no lot to state. The day you leave me, the day you leave, I started to see my way. When you hurt me, I went away. What I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The day you up and leave was a blessing. A blessing. I'm feeling so blessed. Oh yes. When you leave was a blessing. A blessing. Hands up high. Whining low. Glad you go. They can never happy before. Hands up high. Whining low. Glad you go. I don't want to know more.
Welcome back to OMG in the morning. That's all I gotta say. OMG. But it's good to see a smile on your face, Shady. Not happy to be the source of it, but okay. It is 9:47, guys. I know about this. Around this time, we normally have Dr. Richards come through with looking at a wider lens. Yes. Unfortunately, he will not be joining us. He will not be able to join us this morning. So let's start firing away, man. We had a lot to ingest and to digest. The comments, I tell you, I think after not just Kenson, but after Sion Marshall came through, people had a lot to say. So I'm just gonna let the people voices be heard. Yeah. You know, most of the time we normally start with the folks WhatsApp on the live. So yes, so let's just go to the WhatsApp. Let's be different today. All right. Let me see. Let me start from here. All right. Here. Someone says salary increase was below the rate of inflation. So there was no real increase. Plus, NIS was increased at the same time. The Human Development Index cannot be relied upon because our data has not been up to date since 2015. So we want to thank you for that. Like I said, I'm going to just let the people speak for themselves. Someone said, "Morning, guys. The only thing that is that this so-called education revolution that this government is boasting about has created more educated fools. What good is education if one still can't think for oneself?" Marshall talks about the number of people we have in universities. Why don't he talk about how we are better off than some of the Caribbean islands now? We are just above Haiti now as we stand. And I hope you could appreciate the sarcasm in some of that, eh? All right, somebody said the proof is in the products. Look on the street, youths with nothing to do, no work. They get kicked out of school at a certain age. Yes, the educational revolution created the lawlessness with the youths. The head of the ruling party said he would make SVG ungovernable. He is showing you the proof. And that is, those are some of the responses that we've been getting from WhatsApp there. And there are more. Let me just make sure I get them out because I don't want you guys to feel.
I think there was a voice note there from Truth Seeker from earlier on.
Okay, let me just get to that. Truth Seeker. So, can you link me up? Because.
That's cool.
You see, I'm doing it too
fast. You're going
too
fast. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me just do it this way.
No, that is.
Just do it for me, please. That's why your hair, you're supposed to be my wingman.
Both fingers.
Okay. And wow, it's right there, right?
Yeah, right.
It's my glasses, and my glasses is not to look straight ahead. All right, let's play this.
I think the question about the debt to GDP ratio.
Okay, let's start this over again. It's a little low, so we do apologize for the quality. This is from Truth Seeker. He was just trying to leave a comment in terms of what was happening at the time.
Good morning. Sorry about sending a voice message, but I'm unable to call. I think the question about the debt to GDP ratio standing at 100% is a rather frightening one. Because if it is in fact true that our debt to GDP ratio stands at approximately 100%, what that really means in simple terms is that for every dollar that we earn over the course of a year in terms of our production of goods and services, that dollar has to go back. The entirety of that dollar has to go towards servicing our national debt. Which means, in effect, that there is nothing left over to pay for the basic goods and services, basic services that the people need in terms of proper roads, healthcare, education, etc., etc. And so the government may be forced or will be forced to borrow more and more and more to provide these necessities, and we find ourselves digging a deeper and deeper debt hole. And this is extremely untenable for not just the economy, but people and identities as a whole. Good morning. Sorry about sending a voice message, but I'm unable to call. I think the question about the debt to GDP ratio standing at 100% is a rather frightening one. Because if it is in fact true that our debt to GDP ratio stands at approximately 100%. What that really means in simple terms is that for every dollar that we earn over the course of a year in terms of our production of goods and services, that dollar has to go back, the entirety of that dollar has to go towards servicing our national debt. Which means, in fact, that there is nothing left over to pay for the basic goods and services, basic services that the people need in terms of proper roads, healthcare, education, etc., etc. And so the government may be forced or will be forced to borrow more and more and more to provide these necessities, and we find ourselves digging a deeper and deeper debt hole. And this is extremely untenable for not just the economy, but people and the grenadines as a whole.
All right, if you notice, I played that twice because the audio was very low.
Yeah,
and
you give us the bedroom voice there.
Some people weren't able to hear clearly. All right, so I hope everybody was able to hear that and it was clarified. All right, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yes, as we got about 6 more minutes left. We're just gonna basically go through the comments. Winston, I'm sorry about that. But okay, we have a call. Let's take this. Good morning. You're live on OMG.
Good morning, Jill. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. As best as I can be. How are you?
Everything's good with you and the family?
Everything is not good, but I said,
Yeah, we have life, and once
exactly,
we have life,
we blessed.
And the other, who's on with you there again?
Millennium Kid. Kid is here with me.
Morning, Millennium Kid. How are you doing, man?
Morning, man.
Everything good?
Yeah, man. Blessed.
Yeah, blessings, man. Yeah, Jill. We were told that we had a hook and we get. Well, it looked like we only a hook and we get. We get a hook, we get a harpoon, we get everything, and we get now. Because if we have a situation where debt to GDP ratio is 100%, Lord help us scrap a smoke with pipe. So we dig in a hole basically to fill a hole. Like how some time ago we borrowed money from the NIS to pay back a loan to the NIS. We in deep brown stuff. And I hope people wake up and smell the coffee. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, like I said, I'm gonna just let people voices be heard. Someone said, I believe the evidence is clear. We're now going to the live comments. Someone said, I believe the evidence is clear. You said, okay, let's take this call. Good morning, you're live on OMG. Hello, good morning. If you could just turn down your stereo.
Good morning, Jill.
Good morning to you. Could you turn down your stereo, please?
Yes, it's down.
Thank you so much. How are you, Dave?
Yeah, good morning to you. I want to know, as a woman, how are you? How are you enduring all of what is happening, especially on mornings or evenings whenever talk shows are on the air? But I'm happy for this. You know why? It's election time, and we are going to see all sorts of craziness taking place. The incumbent is going to do all what they have to do. They don't care if they bust the treasury, if I could put it that way, if I can use that expression. They don't care if they bust the treasury. They don't care what they do once they could get a 6th term. So Vincentians, prepare yourself for whatever. If it is a catastrophe, if it is a tragedy, just prepare yourself. That's the conclusion I've come to, because in my humble situation, thank God I am no big wig. I ain't got no status and all of that. So all those who fighting to be on top, keep on fighting to be on top. But I know I just want to be blessed with a special feeling and a spirit that can take me out of the mess that this country's in. Thank you. Have a good morning. Good day, Jill.
You're welcome, Dave. Enjoy the rest of your day as well.
Thank you, Dave. Winston is that something? Winston, we're gonna say Winston. We're gonna Winston.
All right, y'all. Listen, we got 2 minutes, so it's unfortunate we do not have enough time to go over most of the comments, but we do appreciate it. We appreciate everybody coming through. It was definitely an interesting morning here on OMG. I'm sure it always is when you get people's perspective on certain things, huh?
Yeah.
You know, guys, this is where we leave you. I feel like I should end it on a different note, but sometimes it's just best to, you know. And there's so many here that I somebody say I live in the UK and I honestly can't say better. But the guns, whether it carries bullets or has no salve, we are in trouble. To rest peacefully at night in SVG. Okay, I think that was a conversation that was happening in the chat there. So let's go on this note. Yeah, let's go on this note, guys. Thank you for coming through. This is where we end OMG in the morning. We appreciate you guys. Y'all have a blessed day. Y'all stay safe. And don't let anybody steal your peace today. And marinate on what you heard, marinate on what you heard. Remember, you have technology at your fingertips. Do your own research. We come on this platform and we give people the opportunity to air their views, to do their commentaries. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you. All right, guys. Kid, Jill, DJ Shady, until you hear
tomorrow.
Yeah, same time, tomorrow. Same place. Enjoy.
Rock.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
And if you hear this song, then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. Will the DJ please turn up the bass to the max? Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Don't got to fear, number one in command. I came just to kill me, ain't too militant. They won't figure eight, but I don't need a man. They love how me whine, and my true religion. You dealing with the body, of course. Or you dealing with the boss. If we break up, yeah, you know that it's a loss. Upgraded every dude I ever touched. Steady want me back, you can't touch this. Baby, I already leveled up. You're looking for love, and I'm looking for your love. Baby, you can handle all this sauce.
And if you hear this song, then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. Will the DJ please turn up the bass to the max? Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max. 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 Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Don't got to fear, number one in command. I came just to kill me, ain't too militant. They won't figure eight, but I don't need a man. They love how me whine, and my true religion. You dealing with the body, of course.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah, everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your.